Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality, spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Reality, spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality, spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality, spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Get real. Reality, spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Reality, spirituality. Yeah, you're gonna feel good now. Get real good. That's what I'm talking about. Time to get real.
Well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to, hold on, let me just switch. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. Guess what? That'll teach you to have expectations. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. My guest just emailed me. I don't even know when this email came in. I just had a feeling. I said, let me check my emails. And sure enough, my guest, John Davis, who was going to talk about his near-death experience, which I believe is fascinating. And there's a whole channel. There's channels devoted to these people that have had near-death experiences, and then they're interviewed and they talk about it, and they talk about what they've experienced, their personal journey, going into the light, how they felt. And I was so excited, and I don't do future excitement, but this is going to be interesting because if you listen to me, I never have guests on this show. So my guest emailed me and said, he said that he woke up with a sore throat. Can we move the interview until tomorrow? And then I just emailed back, no, this is a live show. And I didn't say that. I just know it's a live show. So, there's a delay. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. I've got the other computer live. Hold on. Don't move. Give me 30 seconds. Okay, she's back. Oh my goodness, what? And see, that is how this world. That's how life works. And when I say not to practice expectations, I am dead serious. Even if I have plane reservations, even if I'm scheduled to fly off to the end of the world, you never have expectations until it's actually happening. And the only thing is I advertise the show on Facebook, on Twitter, on my Instagram, on my LinkedIn. But guess what? It's just me today. Let me see. Let me just check my emails and see if he responded. No, he hasn't responded. Okay, so that's that. Oh, he said, I'm so sorry. I woke up sick and I've lost my voice. Well, that happens. So guess what? We're going to switch reels, and you're going to be stuck with me. Hold on, let me go back to my yeah, exactly. Jay, if that's you had your hand up. I know you had your hand up. But, we can ask other questions. But, yeah, so the guest is not going to be here today. It's just going to be me and you. So let's see. What can we do? How can we switch reels? How about this? Well, let me just introduce the show. Reality Spirituality, the truth about happiness. This show is about how to experience more happiness along the journey. And when I say happiness, I'm not talking about something happens and now you're happy. I'm talking about an internal state of contentment, an energy of contentment, an energy and a vibration of peace. And how do you maintain that? And I'm gonna share that and I said it last week, but my latest teacher online, his name is Moji, Mooji, and if you want to have a shift, and I mean an energetic shift, this man, you can Google him on YouTube. And so this video, I keep watching it over and over and over again, and it's called Must Watch Satsang, Satsang. And the title is, it's about not talking about the problem, I'm talking about you. So it's never the problem. I'm just going to surmise that, not surmise, I'm just going to sum it up that he says that 7.5 billion people on the planet, and so there could be 7.5 billion problems. And he always goes back to the person is the one with the problem. So your inner self, who you are without this mind, without this ego, the inner self never has a problem. Anyway, and the other thing, and if you're listening to me live on Vibe, Noon Vibe, come on up, join the stage. Let's go. Let's see. Guess what? Finally, I'm holding up, if you're looking at me live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Rebecca Norrington, Programmed for Unhappiness is out now on Amazon, on Lulu. It's soon to be on Barnes & Noble also. But you only need to go to Amazon. Amazon, the paperback, the hardback, and then now it's a Kindle book. So, Programmed for Unhappiness. And if you want listed all of those 55 program behaviors, there's really 56. I just like 55. That's just a better number for me. I was born in 1955, but don't you tell anybody. 55 program behaviors. It's all here in the book. Let's see. What can we talk about that I haven't talked about? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me just check and see if anyone has questions. And if you want to come up on the stage, happy Mother's Day. Now, let's talk about, well, I don't know. You know what? I can even say just take the day off. Just take the day off. It's Mother's Day. Let me do this. Hold on. No, I can't change that. No, I can't change that right now. All right, so let me share with you next week. I will, the Saturday show, Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more, the live show that I do every Saturday with my son at 9:15 Pacific Standard, is going to be postponed because next week I am going to be traveling to, drum roll please, drum roll, Minneapolis, Minnesota. What? Why? Well, my favorite artist, musician, performer of all time, God rest his soul, was Prince. And Prince's home, now that it's open for tourists, it's Paisley Park. I don't know if anyone knows, because I've asked a few people, and some people don't even know that, but it's Paisley Park, and Paisley Park is opened up, and you can tour it's really a compound, and I will be able to go into the studio and make a live recording. So I'm traveling with my son and my niece and her son. So that's a little vacation that yours truly doesn't really go on vacations, or hasn't been on a vacation in a while. Been out of town, but not really a vacation. So it's going to be a mini vacation. How's that? How's that for filling time? Let's see what else. Jay, come on, Jay, and talk to me. Let's talk about if you want to, let's talk about this obligation and this expectation that for a behavior on a Mother's Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving, all of these holidays, these birthdays that are really programmed obligations. What? Or not? This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. No, John Davis is not here. He emailed me late before the show, or maybe even earlier. I just didn't look at my emails. And he said he woke up with a sore throat, so he asked if he could be interviewed tomorrow. I said, no, this is a live show. Let me see. How about this? And thank you for hanging in there with me. And I'm not going to take it personally if you look at me and it's just me and you just, not going to listen to her today. Too much of her. So let me just read a little bit from the book, Program for Unhappiness, which is on Amazon right now. Isn't that a cool cover? And this is an author's copy, so this is why this is here, not for retail. I haven't received my own copy, but it's Program for Unhappiness. And let me just share with you, especially if this is the first time listening. No, our guest is not here. Our guest emailed me this morning and said he has a sore throat. And that is one of the program behaviors that subtracts from your happiness, my happiness. And when I say happiness, again, it is a vibration of contentment. Having expectations. Did I expect him to be a guest on the show? I'm going to say yes. However, I was not attached to an outcome. I was not attached that he's going to be here, because this practice of letting go of expectations has been decades. So let me just do this. This may be fun or not. The chapters in the book, Program for Unhappiness, and I'm going to get a lot of, well, scratch that. I don't know what I'm going to get, but it starts off with a moment in the life of a toxic, selfish, delusional, and unimportant happiness specialist. Guess who? That's me. It's an article. I'll let you read it. And then the evidence is real. And the evidence is real is another, it's not a chapter, but it's a subtitle of a chapter that unhappiness is a major cause of human suffering. Would there be wars? Would there be all of this anger? Would there be all of this angst, anxiety, if people, when I say people, if they vibrated a different I'm just laughing at myself winging all this shit. If they would be able to vibrate a different energy. Anyway, okay, so let me just do that. A moment in life. The evidence is real. The evidence continues. Who are you? You versus the programmed you. Being you without apologies takes courage. Being you without apologies takes courage. It would help if I knew how to read. And I don't mind if you leave me. In fact, you know what? I have someone. Yay! Someone wants to talk to me. Thank you. I mean, I could go on for hours, as you all know, but it sure is nice to have someone else to chat with. Let's see. Guest waiting. Beep, beep, beep. Lori! Thank God. Come on up, sister. Jesus Christ. Ooh, Lord. Thank you.
How you doing?
Happy Mother's Day, and thank you so much for joining me on this one. Last minute guest. I don't know if you have guests on your show, but I rarely have guests, and then, of course, they cancel the same day. Do you have guests on your show Lois?
Sometimes, yes. After I finish a topic and I feel like I guess will further demonstrate in actuality what I've been talking about. Yeah, and cancellations. I've had several. So. Oh. But you know, the thing is that it's just about like you just said. This is about winging it, and the thing is that there is more to it than what you're doing than just that guess. So you're doing a good job. I know it feels awkward, and I understand being anticipatory and stuff like that. And I've been trying to be less, be hopeful, have the hopeful thing without expectations. You know, be hopeful without expectation. And it's a thin line. Okay. Well,
let me say this, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. And put your seatbelt on this one, because this is one of the things I always say. I say hope is for dopes.
Well, you know what? It's rather you have some hope in something that something good is going to occur, than have expectation that it has to occur.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. Let me say the only reason that I said that is one of the things about hope is a future. And correct me if I'm off, but hope is a future. Hope is a future state. And so really at this age 68, I know you're a lot younger than I am, I gave up. Oh, this is my son, because I texted him. I said, "Can you come on live with me too?" I mean, I'm grabbing anybody, but.
Oh no! If I wasn't, I was getting ready to get my kids are coming over, and I'm trying to prepare for them, and they said they wanted me all day. So I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to go on talk." And then I'm like, you know what? Let me go here and talk with her, but I'm not going to do my own talk today.
Oh, okay. Well, see now, and let me give you a virtual hug just for being on here with me, and thank you so much. And when I say future, one of the big practices, and it's not easy, is staying out of the future and definitely staying out of the past. But I would like you to share, because I have a few people that are on all different, from StreamYard to YouTube. Share with the audience what you do. A little bit, just a little background, if you feel inspired.
What I do as far as who I am?
Yes, please. And your passion, and your mission, yes.
I'm going to say my passion, my mission is just to be the love that I came here to be. That's what I'm passionate about, being the love. I mean, not just being love, but thinking about things with the eyes of love, seeing things, listening to things through the ears of love, tasting things through the mouth of love. I mean, just embracing that pure love energy that I am in everything that I do and in all my energetic encounters, because I don't look at it as, hey, we just talking. No, we're having an energetic exchange, okay? And the value of that energetic exchange, I like to be based in love, and that's who I am. Now, who was I? What were my titles? I can list you some titles. I've done some stuff. Now, I'm a retired marriage and family therapist, now a life coach, a marriage minister, a licensed makeup artist, entrepreneur, or inventor. I just found out I'm an artist too. Okay, I just found that out at almost 63, so I ain't far behind you. Wow. Okay, I didn't know I could draw. I just found that out. I like to. I have had a journey where I've had 3 near-death experiences. I've had 3 strokes. I've had 3 kids. I've had a whole lot of 3s in my life, but the whole thing is that I know what it's like to love and lose, to go from.
Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, I have to. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. I was just listening. I was in a zone listening to you, and I wasn't even paying attention. Keep going.
Girl, I wasn't either. I didn't even see the time. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I was vibing with you. You know, I was getting chills. Now you said near-death experiences. Did you get to the point, because my guest that isn't here, did you get to the point where you were engulfed with light and love? And
yeah. I died 3 times in this season. Okay, I'm in the season of Lloyd's right now. I don't know who I was last season, but in this season, I've had 3 near-death experiences, meaning that I clinically checked out for a period of time and made a choice to come back. Okay. Now listen, everyone. Isn't this something? The guest was on who was going to talk about a near-death experience, and then I didn't know that you had near-death experiences. I thought you knew that. No. You said that. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had 3, and each one was different. Each one was different. It's just, I don't know. I just know this. I figured when I did that last one, when I went directly into the light and experienced myself as pure love light energy, nothing else wasn't. I didn't go through I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to that person. The first 2 times I talked to people, I walked around and having conversations and without speaking, knowing the energy of the person and not knowing, whoa, this is what's going on. It was a surreal experience, and for years I tried to deny some of it happening, but the last 2 happened within the last about 15 years. So for me, there was no being denied. The first one happened when I was 17. Okay, and that was, and each time I've had a choice to come back. I could have said, I'll stay gone, but I wanted to be back here because there's things that I felt that needed to be done, and I was shown that the people that I would affect if I stayed. So I wanted to be who I came here to be. So I stayed. Let me just, and I want you to come back too when the time comes out, because there's only a 5 minute. My mouth is hanging open. If you can see me on YouTube, my mouth is hanging open because I had no idea that you had near-death experiences ever. And the guest had a near-death experience, and he was going to share. And now I have you with 3. You see how the universe works? I see. That's why I said, I'm like, when you text me and said, when you come on, and I was like, does she know? I don't even know. No. I don't know. No. I can go holler at her for a few. Yeah, and listen, if you have to go, that's fine too, sweetie. I don't want you to, because family is number 1. But I would like to ask you a few questions. You said, and I must have talked about it a lot on your show, and you do have a live show on Noon Vibe, correct? Which is heard every Sunday. Every Sunday, usually at 11. This Sunday, because my kids want me to with some time off. Mm-hmm. I'm taking time off. Okay. I respect them. Yes. And I respect their time with me. So I'm you know what? I'm just gonna be me. and so Sunday, but I want to be clear. Sunday is Pacific Standard Time for people that are listening, on a different side of the country. Pacific Standard Time. So yes. Go ahead. And it's called Igniting the Divine Spark Within. Because I feel that everybody has this divine spark, because everybody does. Everybody is energy. Everything is energy. And when you can connect with your divine spark and become co-creative with your divine spark, you get into health, healing, wholesomeness, good relationships. It's like there's nothing that you can't do once you connect with you, okay? Because I've healed from 46 different diseases, most autoimmune, and I'm healthy. I ride a motorcycle, I hike mountains, I travel across the world on my own by myself, hiking mountains in the south of France. I do a lot of stuff now, but it came to igniting that divine spark that was inside after I died. That the second time, that's when I realized I was energy and began the energy search.
Now, do you have time for one more 5 minutes, or you got to go?
I can do two more because
okay.
I got to 10 o'clock to put my stuff.
Perfect. Okay. Whew. Isn't that interesting, audience? How the guest was near death, and then here she is, which is, and we happen to live in the same state, in the same town. And I didn't find that out until, I don't remember, last year. But, okay, so I would like to ask, what are the most, now you said something about everybody can do it or everybody has a spark. I do believe that everyone does have that same, of course, everybody, go ahead.
The thing is that when you go get your x-ray done, what are they looking at? When you get an ultrasound done, what are they reading? They're reading the energy.
Yes.
Where is the energy coming from? Every single cell in your body.
Yes.
It's infused with this divine energy that recreates itself and that duplicates after its own kind. Okay, whatever cell you got going on, whether it's a cancerous cell or a healthy cell, it will duplicate after its own kind because everybody has this creativity within their genes. It's all there. We all have it. And when you realize who you are and how it operates, once you understand the laws of the universe, then you can better understand your religion, your relationships, your money, your finances, your health, and all that kind of stuff, because we're tied into everything.
Well, I'm going to agree with all of that, but the problem comes in. This is what I share. The problem comes in with the programming, because right at birth there is a programming, and in fact, I share in the book, the new book that's out now on Amazon, Program for Unhappiness, 56 program behaviors. And so when you're programmed, when you are, and I call, with all love, I call them civilians, but robots that are programmed to believe, and the programming is deep. Question, do you worry? This isn't for you, but I could ask you this question. Do you worry?
The program is deep in everybody, just like the divine spark is. So everybody's going to have that, but when you get to a certain level of sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want things to change, you learn that you are neuroplastic. Your brain is neuroplastic, meaning that you can change anytime you decide you want to change, okay? Anytime you set an intention on getting out of the rat race, getting out of that program, getting out of that state. It's like we're in the Matrix, the game, and we're like a video game, and we're the character in the video game that gets killed off, and we come back, killed off, and come back. And we decide how we play the game. Now, we can say we can stay in the program the whole time we're in there and say, yeah, we're going to have to be unhappy. I thought I was doomed to live a life that had to do with being sick all the time because that was in my gene pool. But I learned later that your genes can be rewritten just like any program can be rewritten.
Well, I agree with all of that, but sometimes the program is so deep that if I ask people when I say worry, this is one of my common questions, do you worry? And I was just talking to a family member the other day. Yeah, worrying, that's normal. Well, it's not normal. You weren't born knowing how to worry, so it's a taught. But the thing is, the belief that it's normal and that try to snap your fingers and say, don't worry, and tell them, now that it's even deeper, the program is deeper, that it becomes, in my humble, not so humble opinion, an addiction to worrying. So if I said stop worrying, they wouldn't want to stop worrying. It becomes part of the identity. Even fear becomes a part of someone's identity. And so not everybody can, what I found is not everybody, it's just not their time. What I say is we're all avocados, and some of us are just right. So it's not everybody's time, and that's something that I had to accept.
Right, because everybody is in a different state of their incarnation, and everybody doesn't move at the same rate of speed. Everybody doesn't have the same DNA. Everybody didn't come in with the same assignment.
Yes.
Everybody didn't come in with the same intention and the same purpose.
Yes.
Okay?
Come back, come back, come back, come back. Just like on Titanic. Come back, come back, come back. Yes. She's coming back.
So with that said, that everybody didn't come in with the same thing, and when we look at somebody else, it's always going to look different. It's always going to seem different. It's always going to appear different. But the whole thing is that these programs are here so that we can transmute the program into the original love program. And that's what we came here for. Most of us came. Now, a lot of us die without ever waking up to the fact that we even in a damn program, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I had to get to that dark night of my soul a few times to realize I was in a program, and then I thought I broke the program, and the program was still there. So there is still part of this program that's in me, okay? But the thing is that when I see it, I'm aware of it, and like I said, it's awareness. And awareness is key. I'm gonna say like
awareness is the work. The awareness is the work. But what I found is that, it is really painful, uncomfortable. Scratch the painful, but very, very, very uncomfortable to look in the mirror for the solutions and to look in the mirror. I mean, there is something about staying where you are, staying in that program, and in fact, it was one of the hardest things. I'm thinking everybody wants to be happy. Everybody, of course. How many of you want to experience more happiness? And again, when I say happy, I'm talking about an energetic vibration of contentment. How many of you want to be happier? Where most everyone's going to raise their hand, but when I say the work is done in the mirror, then I get not everybody, but I'm going to say seatbelts. 98% of the population scurrying away.
Well, the thing is that sometimes darkness frightens people, but people are used to the darkness, and so other times the brightness or the light frightens people. I had a fiance who had never known unconditional love in his entire life. When he felt it and experienced it with my people, after I've been with him for 7 years and just experienced me, but when he felt it from my whole family, he unraveled, okay? I was like, what happened? He said, oh, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much, and he was overtaken. He couldn't handle it, period. He really couldn't. He had a psychological issue with this much love being poured. So everybody's different. That's all I'm saying is everybody is different, and everybody is going to respond differently to the light and to the darkness. And darkness is just the absence of light. And the thing is that darkness and light are on the same continuum. It's just shades.
That's true.
It's just shades, okay?
That's true. Let me share this though, because I got to say this, because one of the things that I'm practicing now is eliminating the stories. Because number one, the stories are authored by who? Who comes up with this is the conclusion, this is the reason why he left. So I'm saying this is that.
Well, I'm telling you what he told me.
But again, that's his. Even my own story, even my story, it's still one perspective. The universe is, and you're right, everybody is different. We are as different as our fingerprints. I don't even tell myself a story because who is the author of the story? So what I would conclude is the experience happened in your family with you, and it was just time for him not to be around, period.
Well, you know what, and the thing is that was fine with me when it happened, but the whole thing, bottom line is, when he was questioned, asked to, what is going on, what's wrong, and when he explained it to me, but I already knew what his history was, I already knew what his past was, and if you knew his history and his past, you can understand why he had that he felt like he never had experienced love before, you know, and I can understand it. It's like some people, you meet some people that have lives that have a lot of different events in them that they internalize as tragedy, that they internalize as trauma, because it's not the instant that happens that's the trauma. It's how we are processing it.
I understand all of that, and I know you said you only had 5 minutes, and I really, oh my goodness, you just don't know. I'm giving you an energetic hug, loving you all up, loving you. Oh, you're coming back. Loving you all up, but I still go back to this story because the program, and I'm including myself in it, the program is to come up with a story as to why, and the truth is the people that I meet, people that I'm involved with, yes, no, either they're in my life or not, they're in there for a reason, but I'm not going to be so, I just gave up knowing why. That's what I really want to say. The practices, they were supposed to be in my life, but this knowing why, who is the author, who is telling, even though even I can come up with my own story as to why I do say, but the stories, all stories in my practice are eliminated. Why does the volcano erupt? Because of the story? No, because it's just time. It's time for someone to be in my life, and then when they're not, it's time for them not to be there.
Right. And we draw people to us through our magnetic resonance and our energy. And people are drawn to different parts of our cycles, because we have many, many cycles going on inside of us at the same time, whether it's in our financial, okay, they're drawn, and you know, their magnet is drawn, we're drawing people like us financially, or we're drawing people like us mentally or emotionally or whatever. We're always drawing the people. And the thing is that I try my best not to judge who I'm drawing. Now, I will ask myself questions when I go through something and I'm feeling some type of way. I have to reverse engineer what was I saying or doing to myself earlier that day or in the previous days that warranted my magnet drawing a certain type of okay.
Well, I'm gonna have to throw in a little bit, and you see why I don't have any friends. Okay, I have a question. Okay, I'm telling you, I get it. I get the whole the drawing and the energy and like attracts like, all of that. I really do. But this is just my destiny to live. This is just my destiny to live out. In other words, okay, this is going to be a hard one. You ready? Did Jesus have a choice?
Yes, he had a choice.
Okay, so now we're going to disagree because I believe that it was part of his destiny.
Well, you know what? You can call it destiny, you can call it choice, but he had free will. And his free will could, at any point in that time, he could have said, I ain't doing this. Okay, he still had free will. But he decided he was all in from day one, from the get-go. Okay? That's why everywhere he went, all over the southeast and the southerns and everywhere he was, everybody wanted him away because he would shine light, and people didn't like seeing the dark. They didn't like seeing themselves in that mirror reflection. Did not like hearing that. Did not want to be confronted. Did not want to deal with the fact that they're drawing things unto themselves. Okay. Well,
hold on, and we're gonna have to be friends, even though we're gonna have to stay connected, even though. Because I don't even want to say it. I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Ain't going to change voice. It may change something I might think. It may make me go down the rabbit hole and go do some studying, but it ain't going to change who I am and the vibration of me. So say whatever you got to say.
Okay. And this is for all y'all people out there too. And it actually can be I don't even want to say it because I just love you so much, but I have to. It is scientifically proven. Oh, God, I hate it. There is no such thing as free will.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say this. We're all inclined to believe what we want to believe and what we desire to believe. And anything we believe limits us and limits everything. So I'm not even going to agree, nor am I going to disagree. I'm going to leave that wide-ass open because I give people to believe that the freedom to believe what they will. Okay?
I know.
Because the thing is, if we're going to talk Scripture, one of the first things we got was the freedom of choice and the freedom to choose. And the thing is that we always are choosing. We're choosing a higher vibratory thought to a lesser vibratory thought. We're choosing a better course of action to it.
Ooh, do I love her, but I disagree with her. And I used to think the same thing, too. I really did. I used to think the free will thing, too. I did, and but you know what? What I love about all of this, my dear voice, all of it, and I just love you for coming on today and being part of the show and sharing, which is what you share with others and what you teach others. And my eyes are closed, and if I wasn't holding this phone next to the microphone, my hands would be in a praying position just for you coming in and being and just being part of the show today. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate it.
Say what you want to say.
No, I already said it. There's no such thing as free will. Period. And I can, because Jesus did not have a choice. He is part of his destiny. He came here to do what his destiny said, which was to, poor guy, middle of the garden. No, I don't want to. But okay, it's your will, and it's all of this is God's will. All of this is the universe's will. It's God's will. I mean, part of it, and I get the free choice, the free will thing, but it has been scientifically proven. And I don't have because I'm not a scientist, but even going back to who you are in the womb and your DNA and what you're made of, and your mother, was she on drugs or was she wasn't on drugs, and her state of mind, and you come out a certain personality type. And no, the illusion of free will, I get it, but no, there's no such thing. Jesus did not have a choice.
Okay. Well, like I said, we will differ on that, but because I feel like I'm free to choose how I live and what I do and where I go and who I decide I want to be. Now, I don't know what your definition of free will is, but when I think of free will, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not stuck because my DNA is written and it says I'm supposed to have high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, all this stuff, and I'm supposed to die before I'm 50. No. No.
But that's part of your destiny to experience all of the health.
If it was, Rebecca, I wouldn't be back here. Maybe that was my destiny, but my destiny changed every time I went to a near-death experience, and my destiny was changed.
Mm-hmm.
Each time I died and came back, my destiny was changed. Yeah, I may have been destined to die at 17, but I had a choice to come back. I came back. I was destined to die at 50-something. But I came back. I was destined to die in 2017. But I came back because I had a choice to come back. I was told I could leave, I could go. I would be healed if I stayed. I'd be healed if I go. I decided to stay. So to me, that's why I know I have free will. Okay, now, anybody else? I can't talk about anybody else. I can only, and I'm not teaching anybody anything. All I'm doing is telling people my experiences that I've had, and I say experiences.
I love it.
It's been a many.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a many. From the time I was born, from being abandoned, neglected, abused, every which way a child can get abused. I was abused, seeing murdered, all kinds of. Man, you lived the life I lived, and then you die, and you come, and you get to come back, and you get to choose to come back. To me, that's a free will.
I understand, but Kobe Bryant was destined to die in a helicopter crash. But you know what? We're not going to agree, period. But that doesn't mean that I don't accept you and I don't accept what you believe, and that doesn't mean that I don't love you. That doesn't mean that I have a judgment about you. That means, and one of my practices is to accept without judgment. And the other thing is not to convince. I don't need to convince anyone, and I mean, I'm just saying it's just what I've come across on this journey and what I've studied, and so I again appreciate you. And everybody can believe whatever they want. And when you're in my presence, you are accepted. You're accepted, regardless of free will, whatever you.
So we can end this.
Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back for my hugs and my love and all of that. And you know.
Oh, you brought me back in instead of Lloyd.
Oh, how did I do that? How did I do that?
Okay. Well, hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
First of all, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
And if you are a mother, happy Mother's Day to you, my dear.
Thank you, and same to you if you are a mother. Well, I am a mother and a mother, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I like. Okay, so I'm just going to say this real quick because Lois is probably still listening and in the queue. And hi, sister. I've already wished her happy Mother's Day this morning. I'm kind of right in the middle of you two. So I thought I would come up and just share this. And again, all love and light. We love each other and on each other no matter what. But there's just, in my life, I understand that destiny. Like there's just a destined thing. And I get that so much, 100%. And I've played around with free will for a long time. I'm like, is it really free will if I decide to jump off a bridge? Or was I destined to jump off a bridge? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all about that, 100%. But I heard once through A Course in Miracles, and via Marianne Williamson, who's a teacher of A Course in Miracles for decades, and she said that free will is choosing, the only free will that we have, she said, is choosing between love and fear in our behaviors every day. And I was like, okay, I can get on board with that. Like, I get to choose whether I'm coming from a space of love or if I'm coming from a space of fear, which is really the two parts of the psyche, the higher self and the lower self. So I was like, okay, but doggone it, Rebecca, there's things in my life that I won't get into the stories so that Lois can come back in. I'm actually going to start a talk shortly. But where I was like, this was orchestrated. Like, this had nothing to do with me because of how it came, like, meeting certain people and again, this is complicated, but, like, the energy space I was in where I'm just looking at this almost outside my body going, this is so supposed to happen right now.
Now, I just have to stop because while you're talking, my whole body is chilling up.
Okay.
My whole body from head to toe, and, that's a good thing. I mean, I can feel the truth, and, my body has been chilling up, and I do... and before I forget, you can, not you, but just YouTube, his name is Robert Sapolsky, R-O-B, Sapolsky, S-A-P-O-L-S-K-Y. He's a medical neurologist, doctor at Stanford, and he actually has done a lot of interviews, and he proves the argument against free will, him and another guy. But anyway, but please keep talking.
That's it, Rebecca. Thank you for that. And I wrote down the same. But that's all I had to say because I was listening to you two, and I wasn't going to join, but I was like, I'm kind of in the middle, and let me just throw this, like, weird little curveball. So then there's 3 perspectives now.
Which I love. And just like you said, there's been some things in my life that they cannot be explained. They cannot be explained other than it's part of the divine plan. And that's what I believe, that there is a divine plan. I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anyone else. So there is a divine plan, and I'm living out my destiny. And so I got to a place where I don't have any more goals. I don't have anything. I just said, just like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, I said, whatever your will is my will. Whatever you desire for me is what I desire for me. Whatever you want for me, I don't have any wants. I don't have any desires from health to money to relationships to nothing. So I'm in here enjoying the ride as much as I can.
Yeah, well, this could get really deep really fast. But there's one more thing I'll say before I time out is that I wonder if there's even another perspective that it's way more complicated than our human brains can even comprehend.
More chills. You're right, of course.
Yeah.
In fact, if you really want, we're having the same experience in how many different dimensions?
Well, there's that too. Let's just go really deep here, Rebecca.
Yeah. Yes. So the past and the present and the future are in the same dimension. Come on now.
I know.
Let's go. Let's talk some real shit.
Okay, bring your sister Lois back in.
Okay.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kristen. Wow, that was really powerful. Let's see, who am I bringing in? Okay, there we are. Look at her. She's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back. Come on back. Come back. 2, 1. Blast off.
Girl, I told you I had the 10, so that's why I stopped. Yeah, but no. We got 3 perspectives. That 3 people came up here with 3 perspectives. There are billions of people in this world. Okay, that's how many perspectives that can come across the stage if everybody was to come up and tell their own piece and why they believe what they believe. But the whole thing is that the only thing that we are in control of is what you just said. What we gonna do in this moment? You know, are we gonna choose the high road or are we gonna choose the low road?
Well,
okay, and that's what I was saying. It's like, I get to choose that. Now, I have a freedom of will. If I wanted it right now, I can go put a gun in my head, blow my head off, and actually your people can say, oh, that was your destiny. Okay, to do that. But the thing is, I know that we all come here with a blueprint, which is our destiny blueprint. But we also, during that destiny time, we get to move, we get to change, we get to reorganize. It's like the blueprint for a house. I know my house started out like this, but once I finished redecorating and repurposing different things, the house is not being used as it was initially designed, okay? So I understand that I can change things up in there, and I have the freedom to do that. That's all I'm saying. And the thing is that if I were to believe that I was destined to live the life that I was living before I got clarity on everything, I wouldn't have no reason to want to live. Honestly. Well,
listen, we're going to agree. We're going to agree to disagree on this one, definitely, and that's just that. But doesn't mean that I don't accept and love you all the way up and down, in and out.
Girl, I feel the same way, because the thing is that we're all, each one of us has a unique divine spark from the original. Okay.
Well,
we all are developing and learning different things because we're all interconnected. So we're going to all, I think I'm just trying to say is we all going to see everything differently. Nobody's going to see.
Oh.
That's my daughter.
Oh, you go. It's Mother's Day. I'm gonna
get it back. She'll figure out something. But no. But I want to make sure I say everybody you. So I want to say Happy Mother's Day, and I'm glad that we can come up here and held the stage with you for a little while, so that you didn't have to be alone up here.
Listen.
I appreciate you, my sister, and anytime you want to really talk about the near-death stuff. I never really actually covered it from beginning to end on any of my Wisdom Noon talks because I just bring it up as it goes along. Now, I've been interviewed on many podcasts about what happened at each time, and for one podcast, we did a triple interview because there was too much information. But, yeah, so anytime you want to, you got my number. You know where I am.
Okay.
You know I am.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, and I definitely will, and because that is fascinating to me, and especially when so many different people have the same type, not the same type, but the same type of feeling of just overwhelming peace and light and love and acceptance and all that.
Every fiber, girl. What I did was when it happened, the last time it happened in the hospital, when I died, I said, "Ooh, I feel so good. I can feel love in my fingernails." And I looked down at my hands, and I didn't have fingers. I was pure white energy, and I was like, "Oh my God, I am energy," because I was still toying with the idea, because this was in 2017. I was still toying with the idea that I learned when I died the previous time that I was energy, and I still hadn't come to the crystallization that this is really who I am. And so that last near-death experience is what turned the tide of everything, because I actually can go enter into that same energy when I ain't dead. And that's the beauty of it. That's why I said anything I do, and it has been since I was a child, has been motivated by love. I've never maliciously try to attack anyone or do anything to anybody. So I love you, girl, and nothing you can do can make me not love you right now.
Well, right back at you. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lloyd. Now I'm going to go to, here we go, Jay. All right, hold on a second, Jay. Hold on a second. Click on. How do I do this? Okay, put this down, turn this on. Oh, boy, all these buttons. Okay, Jay. Hi, Jay. You're on live. Look at me. You know, one of these days I'm going to get I'm going to show the people. Look at this. I'm holding two phones, the cell phone, the house phone, and microphone. Lord have mercy. Somebody save me. Hi, Jay.
Hey there. It's great to talk to you again. Seeing you on YouTube and on the phone at the same time. Well, time delay here, but, well, you're definitely holding the phone and talking on the microphone, so, well.
I'm so talented.
Yes, you are.
So what did you? So where are you? Since now we've gotten into this, is there free will? Where are you in that? Yes or no, free will, or do you even have a different perspective?
We think we don't have any free will and choice, but, you know, with all the stuff that comes across our way in our consciousness on a daily basis, we're being told we don't have free will and choice.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. We, you mean I. Go ahead. Let's go. You know I always talk. Go ahead.
So the thing is that we have to, if we don't have a spiritual perspective of ourselves, how can we actually have that perspective of our, like, if we don't know ourselves consciously and spiritually, how are we supposed to say we have free will and choice or know what it's about if we're just being fully programmed? Because you always talk about programs in a way that these programs can break cycles, even cycles past, present, and future at the same time. So if we don't think we have free will and choice, then we're a slave to what? Our own programming? Probably we are. So it's really interesting that you're talking to these people who had near-death experiences. I think you did. I was listening to part of it. It's really fascinating because I'm into that right now because I find it fascinating. And it's people have a different perspective or different life outtake after that. It's just amazing me. I was listening to another person I've been listening to for maybe 3 or 4 times in a row, just the same video, where the person turned their life around at 360 degrees, not 180, but 360. And just and you go and think, wow, this is just amazing.
This is what I believe. Now, listen, this is just my belief. Nobody has to get on the Rebecca L. Norrington, who is I don't identify with her anymore. Anyway, I'm practicing not identifying with her, but this is what I believe. I believe that the universe, God, whatever term you want to use, number one, has a great sense of humor. Number two, wants to experience everything in human form, from being a murderer to being someone that's murdered, to someone that's had, there are endless, to being a king, to being a person that lives in the alley, a homeless. For every experience, because we all are so different, 7.5 billion of us, that the universe, that God wants to experience everything, and the only way God can experience it is through us as individuals on this planet, as a human experience. And so with that, it's one of the things that I practice, not judging all of these people that are different, because that's just God having experience through the person. And when I say murderer too, God wants to experience that too. Crazy, isn't it?
Crazy, yes.
Now, are you saying it's crazy or I'm crazy? Either one,
No, it's crazy. Well, it's interesting you say that, because what is the purpose then of having all those experiences? And I'm thinking about this because I'm going to ask some people who went through the near-death experiences and things like that. You'll have some questions, and I think one of the things that I'm pointing at is that God wants us to experience, wants to be a collective of those experiences who are on this earth right now, as when we return back to home, which is the consciousness of this universe, God consciousness, is that we can be more like God. Instead of like one God, we have many, or God consciousness out there, until we get a level. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So we want to be a collective in that way, and we come here back reincarnate onto this earth many times to experience those things. We came down here before we know what we are and what we are, not who we are. And when we go back, we take those collective experiences, those experiences that we came down on this earth to experience from our pre-birth plan to help the God consciousness up there.
I would say help, but when I say God wants to experience all of it. So who am I to judge someone else's experience? And then the people and that's one of the things I'm fascinated with, the people with the near-death experience, because they're going to a place or being allowed to experience a place where it is, quote unquote, home, the true home, the true home consciousness. Pure consciousness, pure awareness, and here this earth game is unless this is my perspective. Unless, and now finding out the truth. What is the purpose here for me? Is to transcend, meaning to get to a level to get to another level of knowing the truth. That this is just an experience. A brief blink of the eye experience, and soon it's going to be over. And me thinking that all this shit here is important and necessary, it's just an experience that the universe is having through each and every one of us. Transcend, wow. Transcend. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
No more, no less. And if you listen to, he's a channeler. His name is Bashar, Bashar. One of his videos, he said, "I don't want to disappoint anybody, but this life is this all of this stuff that you put so much meaning to, all of it is meaningless." It kind of hurt a little bit. It stung for a moment or two, but I'm on that train. What am I? Who puts all this meaning to this existence on Earth, other than to transcend, to know that this isn't who I really am. I'm not this body. I'm not I'm not my mind. I'm not my ego. I'm not the stories. I'm just here to experience. Can you get with the program or not?
Yes. Well.
Mic drop. Anybody else? I sure do love you, Jay. You know I do. And, Jay, the book is on Amazon now. All of these years. Amazon, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. And I have to say that I love the cover of this book. I'm going to put it up on YouTube again. Look at this cover. Isn't that hot? Look at those colors, green and black, lime green. And I got the idea from the Matrix movie. With the little doodads, the computer doodads, and the brain programmed for unhappiness. Woo! So that's that.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jay. One of these days we're going to meet. You know that. You're going to be stuck. We're going to meet, and the hug is going to last for, who knows, maybe a week. A week of hugs. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And, thank you all for listening, you on Noom Vibe and on Blog Talk Radio, live on YouTube. Ooh, now you know what I look like. Woo. And let's see. Oh, and remember, every Saturday morning at 9:15 a.m., live on my YouTube channel, it is my son and I doing the show. It's called Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more. We're putting together a theme song, too. However, next Saturday we will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, touring the Paisley Park compound and seeing what's up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So thank you so much for listening today. Let's see. Where's my closing remarks? Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for listening. You can go to my website, RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on Twitter at RLNorrington. LinkedIn, my Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. YouTube channel, Rebecca Norrington. Yay! And you can look at some of the videos online. And my first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon. However, that was published in 2014. I don't even know who that person was. But the latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. Oh, what? And I list in that book the 55, it's really 56, but 55 is the year that I was born, 1955. But don't tell anybody. 55 program behaviors that have been proven to subtract from happiness, along with, I'm not going to have any friends after this book is out. Not that I have any anymore, but let's listen to this chapter. Listen to this one. Hold on. Oh, selling dissatisfaction for profit. What the life coaches, motivational speakers, and gurus of the world don't want you to know. Why money doesn't equal happiness. And see, that's another thing. That's a key. If you have anybody talking about money and finances and more money and abundance and all that, I'm just, I get it. This whole thing, people are drawn in hook, line, and sinker with this carrot of make more money and the money, but the money is not universal. God is laughing. Well, I don't know if God's laughing, but money, why money doesn't equal happiness, I list my arguments. And would life really be better if I had more money? Well, let's see. I wonder if we could ask for that. Oh, look at this one. Difficult people are a myth. What? Difficult people? There's no such thing as a difficult person? Oh, really? What else? Let me see. What else can I tease you with? How do you practice self-awareness? Accept yourself without shame or guilt. Regardless of what you were programmed to believe, you are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, and you are not your stories. Are our thoughts the real enemy? Reasons for suffering. She's a genius with this book. Uh-oh, look at this one. How lies are told and then sold. What? She said how lies are told and then sold, self-sabotage and blocking abundance. All a myth. Uh-oh, and this is the last one. You see why I don't have any people around me? You see why? Okay, this is the last one. Human manifestations and vision boards don't work. You think you can manifest something in this lifetime? Really? Okay, then manifest a new star, manifest a new planet, manifest yourself 3 inches taller, manifest a long life, manifest living forever. Ooh, I'm going to have to leave it at that because she's so what's the word? What do they call me? Somebody said honorary, not honorary, but just troublemaker. She's such a troublemaker. Until next time, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. Your conscious energy, which is always evolving, always changing, always growing. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. And remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner. And it's just an identity, folks, Rebecca L. Norrington. And remember, happiness, contentment, inner peace are all practice skills. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find. And your experience in every moment reflects on what you practice. And let me click to this thing, and let me click to the theme song. Beep. Have a conscious time of it.
Real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one.